Hi, my name is Doug Zytko. I'm a PhD candidate at New Jersey Institute of Technology, and I study online dating. Most of my research comes in the form of interview studies with users of online dating systems, and whenever I present findings from this work at SIG-Chi venues, I invariably get the same question in some form or another, which is, how did you get people to talk about that, or say that? And what those questions are referring to are quotes and stories from my interviews, like from Ariel, who admitted that online dating really hurt her self-esteem because she was getting a lot of messages from men criticizing her weight, or from Barry, who admitted that he was so afraid of women not responding to his messages that he was willing to try any strategy to get a response, even saying hurtful things to women. So what I want to do with my Kai Stories talk is tell the story behind those stories. I want to tell the story about how I developed my semi-structured interview technique, which didn't really come from reading books or from taking classes, and came from living alone in a foreign country for over a month where almost no one spoke my language. So this story really begins in the summer of 2010 in Queens, New York at the US Open, the professional tennis tournament. So I had started a conversation with this girl sitting next to me, and she told me she was visiting New York for 2 months, and she was originally from Taiwan. And she must not have liked the tennis very much, because after about 10 minutes of talking, she asked me, "Do you want to spend the rest of the day exploring Manhattan with me?" And I said, "Sure, why not?" So we're going around the city, and at some point I was thinking to myself, I really like this girl. Like, how often do you just randomly meet someone and then feel this instant connection and instant comfort with them? So we end up spending the whole day and the whole night together, and then right when I'm thinking this girl can't possibly be any more amazing, she says, "Hey, listen, you know how I said I was here for 2 months? Well, this is actually my last day." She was going to go back to Taiwan forever to start med school. And I was crushed. I really didn't know how to react to it, so I gave her my t-shirt. I said, "Take this as something to remember me by." And I thought that was it. I was never going to see her again. And then 4 years later, I get a message from her on Facebook. And she says, "Hey, what's up?" And we start talking a little bit. And then she just casually mentions, I just broke up with my boyfriend, by the way. And I said, "Oh, really? And I kind of want to see you." So, like any sane man would do, I immediately booked a flight to Taiwan. It was going to be a 24-hour trip with 3 layovers. And then once I got that, I booked an apartment on Airbnb in the heart of Taipei for a month and a half, based only on this hope that I could rekindle this romantic connection that I had with this girl 4 years ago. So fast forward to me arriving in Taiwan. I was scheduled to have dinner with this girl my first full day there. And I was so excited, and I was so nervous, and then I remember seeing her out my window and thinking, wow, she looks exactly like she did 4 years ago. This is really happening. So we sit down for dinner, and the first thing I learn is that she doesn't actually live in Taipei at all, where I'm living. She lives in another small town called Linkou, which is 30 minutes away. All right, we can make it work. Then the second thing I learn is that because of her hospital schedule, she's so busy that she can only see me maybe once every 2 weeks. So needless to say, there was no romantic connection between us. So I leave dinner, and I'm thinking what you were all probably thinking 30 seconds ago, which is, what am I doing in this country? I feel like the biggest idiot in the world. So I tell my family and friends what's going on, and they all tell me, "Doug, come home." But I'm so stubborn, I wanted to stick it out. I wanted to make it work, so I decided to stay. And I figured the best way to enjoy my time there would be to make friends, so they could show me around what to do. The problem was I didn't know how to do that. I didn't want to talk to strangers on the street because I don't speak Chinese. And I didn't want to go to bars and clubs and chat up strangers. That doesn't seem normal to me. So because I study online dating, I decided to try using Tinder, which is one of the most popular dating apps in the world. So for those of you that have ever tried using a dating app for non-dating purposes before, you know that it's really weird because you don't have that objective of presenting yourself attractively to people, so they don't really know how to react to you. But I figured out a way, a routine for how to get people to meet me, so I was just brutally honest in my profile and messages about my situation, and by doing that, I was able to meet about 1 to 2 people from Tinder every day while I was there. So I knew at the time, as I was meeting these people, that it was strengthening my faith in online dating systems. I knew these systems could really work for a variety of different relationship goals. But what I didn't realize at the time was that meeting these strangers every day for over a month, it was shaping the way that I would conduct my semi-structured interview studies once I got back home and I was doing my research. So what I want to do to end my talk is to discuss with you the most important lesson that I learned from my experiences in Taiwan when it came to doing my interview studies. And that lesson is help people that are willing to help you. So you can get someone to show up for an interview, which helps you, but if you want to get the best, most honest answers out of someone, you need to help them, which means figuring out why they agreed to do the interview in the first place, what they expect out of it, and then trying your best to satisfy that expectation. For example, at the beginning of almost any interview that I conduct, I ask the person, why did you agree to do this? And when I interview online daters, the most common answer I get is, well, I think I suck at online dating. I have no idea what I'm doing. And I'm just kind of hoping you could tell me, well, what are other people telling you? What are they doing? And just telling them, hey, almost everyone that I interview struggles with this. No one's perfect in online dating. That puts them at ease, and they're more than willing to discuss their experiences with me, especially negative ones, like the quotes that I talked about earlier in my talk. And all of that practice of trying to help people that are willing to help me came from my experience in Taiwan. So when people from Tinder agreed to meet me, I had no idea what to do with them. I would say, where do you want to go, or what do you want to do? And they would say, oh, whatever you want to do, which didn't help, because I'm a stranger there. I don't know what to do. So then I got in the habit of asking them, well, why do you want to meet me? And they would say things like, I'm so stressed at school, or I just broke up with my boyfriend. I just want to meet somebody new to get my mind off of it. And then that would give me ideas. I would say, okay, how about let's go to a cafe that you like, not Starbucks, so that way I could experience something new, and we'll talk about whatever you want. So then I noticed when I would plan meetings so that they were mutually beneficial, for the both of us, they tended to go really well, and they would usually want to hang out with me again. So what I started to do was hang out with multiple people at once that I liked hanging out with, and in that process, I made this social circle of 4 to 5 girls that I could really rely on for almost anything. They knew my problems, I knew their problems. We knew what we wanted out of meeting each other because we talked about it. And to this day, I still consider them some of my best friends in the world because we knew we were helping each other. We weren't just helping ourselves. So I have them to thank for knowing how to do interviews, how to talk to people, and I have them to thank for becoming the scientist that I am today.